Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by for today's video. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to go about doing this video, honestly. You know that when I'm gonna be trying out almost anything, but especially devices of any sort, I want to give you a real deep dive. So I absolutely plan on doing that. However, I'm gonna do this in 2 videos, and I will tell you why in just a moment. But as you saw from the title, we're gonna be talking about the Banisher from the brand Banish. Now I do right here have the brand new Banisher 3.0. And you will see in the part of this video where you see me using the product, I have actually used the Banisher 2.0. The brand sent this one to me a while back, and I did decide to sit down and do my first time trying this with you on camera. So you will get to see that in just a minute. Now, recently the brand has launched the brand new Banisher 3.0, and this has one main difference, which is being that the heads are interchangeable or changeable, which is one thing when I first got this product, I was like, this is just a lot, because once you have used this head, the maximum amount of times recommended, you basically had to throw away this entire thing. So I was very excited to see that the brand now offers replaceable heads with the 3.0. So it is the same head, it's the same mechanism, it's just the fact that you're able to replace the heads. I was looking at the heads, they are exactly the same functionally. There's the same amount of needles, they are the same size, etc. So that was really the one thing that I was like, mainly right away, I just wish that you could replace the heads on these. So that is one thing that I just wanted to say. Now, what we're gonna do is you are going to get to see my first impressions, my first use. Now, what I had intended to do was not only give you my first impressions in that/this video, but was to use this product for a month and give you my updated thoughts. And then what happened was I used the product and I didn't go back to it for a little bit, not for anything to have to do with the product really. I just got super busy. But then Jeremy and I were going on our vacation, and I knew, okay, I'm gonna be exposed to sun for long periods for like basically 2 weeks in a row. So I was like, I should probably calm down on my skincare and I will pick back up when I get back. And then it was sort of like my skin was a completely different shade, so you really wouldn't be able to see a lot of, before and after as far as like the difference in mostly my acne scars and my texture, which is mainly why I am excited to use this product. So I was like, I just don't know if this is worth doing this right now. So I just sort of wanted to get back to like my average skin. I will also say, because I was in so much sun, that tends to help current breakouts. And I just felt like I was like in a different skin zone than I usually am, let's say. So I wanted to like wait until I sort of normalized. And then I heard about the 3.0 and I was like, well, I gotta see what this is about. What is different? What is the same? So I am going to do that video for you very soon, but I thought what would be great is you'd get to see, again, my initial thoughts, and leave in the comments anything that you'd like me to address in the follow-up video. Obviously, I'll be doing before and after pictures and just kind of giving you all of my thoughts. But if there is something in particular that you would like to know, leave it in the comments and we can sort of have that discussion in the next video. Now, as I'd mentioned, the brand sent over the 2.0 along with some of the skincare to try. And when they sent over the 3.0, they did set up a discount code for me to share with all of you. I do receive a commission from that if this is something that you would like to purchase. It was something that I hadn't even, really intended upon, but since it is available, you can get a discount and I'm excited for you. All right, before we get into my first time using the Banisher, let's break down the cost of this kit. Now, I do have to say, not only am I excited to just see that I'm not having to chuck out the entire device, so it just saves product, it also means that this is much more cost effective, because when you replace the heads, it's a great deal. So there are quite a few different ways that you could go about doing this. You can purchase the Banisher 3.0, so it will come with this little box with the 2 heads and a complimentary vitamin C serum for $125. You also have the option to do a subscription where they will auto send you the heads, or the heads and the serum. So to add on the heads, it would be $60 added for a subscription, or you can do the serum subscription added in, so the heads and the serum, for $90. Now, the brand says that you can use this once every other week or up to once a week. Honestly, I feel like once every other week would be fine, but it really depends on your skin, your preferences, things like that. Now, let's say you're just going to get the 3-head subscription. It's $60, which breaks it down to $20 a piece. that's a good deal. But if you're like me, honestly, most of the time I'm like, I don't want to start a subscription yet. Like, I just want to try the device. You can absolutely, of course, just purchase this. And then down the road, if you wanted to, you can get the heads in a 6-pack for $120. So if you take each of the $20 heads and you use them 8 times, you're getting each use for about $2.50. Now, I will be honest, I have a feeling this is not quite the same as the level of intensity and results that you would get from an in-office microneedling. I can't say that though for sure because I've never had a professional microneedling done. Even if it's in that cosmetic microneedling range, it's a great way to jump in at a lower investment. Clearly, in the next video, after I've used this for a month, I will be able to let you know more how I feel. But it's definitely, I mean, just the Banisher itself, like this whole kit is less than what you would pay for one in-office treatment. So if you can hear the dog sniffing under the door, he's super excited about this evidently. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my first experience and we'll round up some thoughts at the end. All right, here we are with freshly cleansed skin, but before we get into the procedure, I did just sort of want to give an overview of my skin, my concerns, and what I would love to see. I will also be doing, you know, a little scan of my face, maybe some pictures, just to show really the before and then now 4 to 6 weeks from now so that we can see the results. If you are not new to my channel, you will know I've talked about my hyperpigmentation from breakouts. I have some light scarring left over from acne from years ago. I had really a lot of trouble with acne in my teens and 20s. I do believe that I'm one of those people that definitely is affected by stress and, you know, just hormone cycles, and I tend to get all of my breakouts right here through the cheek. So that's where most of my hyperpigmentation is. Occasionally on the jawline or the chin, but usually it's like right through here. A couple, you know, up here, but mostly right here. I get a little lovely like contour blush moment going on. So I would love to see some fading from that. I also would really love to see some of the fine lines and wrinkles, you know, be softened a little bit. Again, this is just, you know, whatever effect I can get for myself would be great, but that's definitely something I've been noticing recently. So hopefully in, you know, really encouraging that collagen production, we can get a little more bouncy skin. So that's really it. So now I'll just take some footage of my skin and then we will get into the procedure. All right, now let's go ahead and try the Banisher. So I am really excited to test this out. I hope you're all down for the adventure of being with me for my first time, but I figured that's just a really good way to, you know, realistically see together how easy this is to use, if it is worth having versus a higher cost, like electric, is that what an electric microneedling device. So like I said, I've already started out by cleansing the skin. I'm gonna go through with an alcohol wipe now just to really get everything super clean. You know, this is definitely right up my alley because I like a really good sanitary procedure. So I'm going to make sure to really get to all of the areas that I'm planning on using the device. I don't know that I'm going to do my nose, but just in case. So now that my face is sanitized, I do just want to let you know I did wash my hands, but I'm also just going to use gloves just in case because I really enjoy keeping everything very sanitized. I also have a towel laid out on my vanity. If I were doing this in the bathroom, I would probably do the same just to make sure that everything is really clean. So I think that I showed this in my haul, but I don't know if you will be able to see. So this tool has a much thinner needle than your average microneedling device, which I think also makes it, in my opinion, probably a little bit easier to use, safer to use. I'm not quite sure the word that I'm looking for here, if you're using it at home. So that to me, it just gives me a bit of confidence. This is the 0.5 millimeter depth, which is what they say is a very standard microneedling, like especially at-home microneedling. Cosmetic would be in the 0.25 to 0.3 range, I do believe. So there's just something in the very, very fine needles of this that make me feel more confident using it at home versus a professional treatment. So it will be, you know, a little bit more slow going than a professional treatment, I am sure, but something that I feel confident doing at home. Now, I have to give props to the company for talking about sanitizing the device before you ever use it, and then also goes over the instructions and the post-care of the device. and in both the insert and then on the website as well. So it comes with this protective cap, which of course you're going to want to protect those needles, but this also works as the sanitizing cup. So you will put 70 to 90% alcohol in here and let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I always just let something air dry. So that is what I did already before we get into this. Banish says that this device has 24 karat gold plated titanium bristles to help promote collagen, and gold has antibacterial properties. It may have antibacterial properties, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to sanitize something, right? So we're going to do that first, so which is what I have already done. And then of course you want to do the same afterwards to make sure that everything is sanitary. So I am planning on pretty much doing my entire face. For today, I think I'm going to avoid going up any higher than like the outside of my orbital bone. That's just, you know, this is my first time, so that's as far as I'm gonna go there, and really concentrating on some of those troubled areas. Now, what they say is that you want to press the Banisher 4 to 5 times on each area you want to improve. So you're going to press, lift up, and rotate the device 90 degrees every time before you press down, and you wanna make sure to lift. You're not just like rotating as that's like down in your skin. We're not like grinding hamburger here, people. They say afterwards to use the Banish serum or the vitamin C cream, which both the Banish serum and the vitamin C cream obviously have vitamin C in there, because it's shown to have efficacy in sort of erasing some of that pigmentation. I think I am going to try that. I don't know that that's necessarily standard protocol, but I would like to try that. I've also noticed that a lot of people like to use hyaluronic acid as they are going through and doing microneedling, especially when you're using an electric pen, because you are doing a dragging motion and you need that slip there. I am not going to be dragging, I'm going to be like stamping. So I don't necessarily feel the need to do that. I was actually looking through my cabinet and I don't have a hyaluronic acid right now. And so we will just wait on that. What I plan on doing is just going in like a map grid across my face, just to really make it so that I am hitting the areas that I want to hit and not overdoing any areas. So that's what I'm going to do. I will do the first couple presses with you. And then if I feel like there's a time within this that I want to update you or have anything to say, I will, you know, mention that. But I probably, because I would like to kind of focus, I will probably end up speeding up through quite a bit of this. I think, by the way, I have a mirror here in front of me, and I think that this is going to be enough. So I'm just looking straight ahead into a mirror in case you all were wondering. All right, here goes nothing. So I'm going to start on this side and, oh yeah, okay. So I wouldn't say that this is comfortable, but I wouldn't say it's ridiculously uncomfortable either. I do like the fact that when you're using a stamp, you know, you're getting a little bit more controlled amount of punctures, I guess I would say, versus if you're using, you know, like something that you were dragging across the skin. Although I have to say, my Virgo tendencies right off the bat, I wish that this was a square device as opposed to a round, because there's no way you're gonna have a little bit of overlapping with a round device. Would that be anybody else? And so again, I'm just kind of rotating that, you know, 90 degrees or so. And that's just to change up the needle points so that you're really getting, you know, like a good amount of channeling in the skin. So I definitely, that first press wasn't too bad. But by the time I get to number 4, my eyes do water a little bit. It's not, I mean, it's not the worst. It does just kind of feel like, on the site they said something like Velcro. I would say that this is a little more than Velcro, but it's not that bad. Granted, I've had laser hair removal done. You know, I've had some things. Obviously, I've had my lips filled. So there are certain things that, like, you know, it's certainly not as painful as any of those. Now, as I'm going through here, one thing that I will say is obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but in my mind, this is going to take more time to do by hand than it would with an electric device. But for dollar, maybe that doesn't, you know, matter to you as much. Okay, definitely getting a little bit of eye watering going on. I'm going to try to get down here. One thing that the company sort of notes is that when you are using a roller, and this totally made sense to me, you know, if you think about a roller, kind of like a rototiller or, you know, like a tractor or whatever, as you're going through, you will see, maybe I can actually show on here, we're just going to take a moment. So they talk about how when you're stamping, you are getting, you know, direct, I would say like 90-degree contact with the bristles, as opposed with a roller. As you're going through and you're rolling, you can see how the needles are coming into contact with the skin at all different angles. And so that totally made sense to me. I mean, I feel like if you're using a pen device, like the electric pens, you're, you know, getting it straight at that 90 degrees. But I do see this having advantages over a roller. Okay, that feels good. I do feel like I kind of need to go down the center. Whew. Yeah, the forehead. You know, when I was like looking at these needles and I'm like, oh, that's not really gonna do a whole lot. And I've seen people doing microneedling anywhere from like 0.25 up to 0.75. And I can't imagine. I mean, it was a 0.75 on the chin where I feel like we have thicker skin, but I don't know. I don't know if I could do that one. Okay, whew. So I will say it's not bad, but it's also not good. It's a little uncomfortable. It's a little spicy. You know, it's got a little zing to it. I just wanted to show you before I do the second half what it looks like. You know, you will get a pinkening of the skin, but you know, it's not like I'm bleeding or anything. And so you can probably see that this is the area that I avoided for today. I could probably go up higher, but I'm just going to avoid that for now. Yeah, and I went right up to my lip line, which was spicy, let me tell you. This area, I will say this area, and my chin actually are probably some of the most sensitive areas. As I get through the sides here, I did sort of use my tongue to sort of create a bit of pressure and tautness for when I was going to be stamping the device in. So it feels a little warm, you know, I feel like I got smacked. I mean, not really, but you know, like that sort of like, ooh, zing on the skin, but it's not bad at all. So the one thing I didn't do was time this. So I'm gonna just go ahead and time out how much half my face took, and then we can kind of see, you know, approximately how long a full face would take. So I'm just gonna do the second side. I'm not gonna like tape that for you all, but I will see you in just a moment. Hi, okay, fully reddened and ready to finish up here. So I would say that this took me about 8 minutes on this side. Now, maybe as I go through and I get more proficient at it, it would slow down, but this, so then that took me, I would say you'd get your full face done in 15 to 20 minutes. So now I just wanna show you, I did wash and alcohol my hands, but I wanted to show you, I've got some alcohol back in the cap here, and what we're gonna do to sanitize this again is go ahead and just pop the cap on, and you wanna make sure that there's enough alcohol in here that in fact, they actually have like a fill line on here. You want to make sure that the alcohol is obviously going to come in contact with the needles fully. And we're going to let that sit for 5 minutes. Now, the one thing that the company says is to make sure that you do not use any exfoliating products directly after this treatment. In fact, I personally would probably not do that honestly, for at least 24 hours. That would just be me. Now, I am going to choose to go through with a vitamin C right now because that's what they had recommended. They did send me over their vitamin C cream. However, since this is a moisturizer and I've never tried out this moisturizer before, I just feel like it's sort of, I really need to test out the moisturizer first on like non-open abraded skin. You know what I mean? To really have confidence in that. So I'm gonna just go through with a product that I know and I know that works really well on my skin. This is the Paula's Choice 25% vitamin C. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop a little bit of this on now. Will I potentially use that one in the future? Sure. But you know, when I'm going through and trying out a new product, I do want to just sort of keep the variables down to one thing. That being said, I did want to say that I am going to pretty much keep my skincare routine through the next, 4 to 6 weeks. Like I said, I really want to give this some time to see how the results are, but I want to keep my skincare around the same as far as what I usually do. All right, so I thought it might also be good just to show you, whether it's tonight or tomorrow morning, I thought I would come back and show you on clean skin what this looks like after it has time to kind of like chill out. You know what I'm saying? So that will be me next, is probably tomorrow morning. So it's 3:15. It's 3:15 right now. So I'll probably come back to you in the morning so that you can see what my skin looks like the next day. Okay, so the lighting has significantly changed since I was here before, but it is now 7 p.m. and I just had to let you know that I would say I first really noticed at around 5 o'clock that the redness had pretty much gone away. Like, I do definitely feel a bit sensitive. Like, I can feel that my face has been through something. It's not painful by any means, but it feels a little sensitive. It's already, I mean, even from 5 until now at 7, I feel like there's a difference. So I just had to show you, I feel like this is pretty much what my skin normally looks like, which is great. All right, I hope that you found my first experience with the Banisher helpful. Again, if you have any questions that you want me to address in the follow-up video, please go ahead and post them in the comments. Also, if you have any experience with this product, I would love to know your thoughts as well. I love all of the conversations we can have as a community, and I really value all of your thoughts. All right, lovelies, that's gonna be it. So you will see me in around a month. Well, you'll see me much sooner than that, hopefully. But as far as using the Banisher 3.0, you will see me in a month when I have used this. Honestly, I have a feeling that I will probably be in that once a week range. I really don't find the need to do something like this twice a week, but if I do decide to do that, I will let you know in that video. All right, lovelies, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you did find this video helpful, if you enjoyed getting to see my first foray into microneedling, I would love it if you would give this video a like. And if you were looking to purchase your Banisher kit or any of the skincare, let me tell you, I really want to try that pumpkin enzyme mask. But I am actually really excited to try the Acne scrub that they sent over. I didn't even talk about that. They sent over a Acne scrub, and while I don't have that problem, I had a facial recently and it like made my chest break out. So I'm going to use that here, probably a bit on the KP on my arms as well. So I'll give you an update in that video as well. All right, lovelies. Again, my link will be down below so that you can get a discount off of your Banish products, and I will see you really soon.